negative and to make it a positive. All right. Now, I'm going to give you another example just because I don't know about the way you are wired, but this is the way I'm wired too. I'm see things in a narrative format, and so um, I'm going to give you another example. So, whether or not your religious beliefs, I'm not going to get into that. However, there is a very, very interesting and inspirational story in the book of Genesis about a guy named Joseph. And at age 17, he gets, again, this is, you can go check it out for yourself. Genesis is 50 chapters long, and the book of Joseph, or not the book of Joseph, but the story of Joseph, the narrative of Joseph, really takes up about a third of that entire book. It takes up a lot of it. But here's the point. I'm going to do a condensed version as best as I can. So at age 17, he gets basically thrown under the bus by his brothers. His brothers are super jealous of him. And so he gets, they're like, leave him for dead, and lied to their dad saying, hey, we brought back his jacket and here's blood on it. So to prove that he's dead. And they're really just jerks about it, right? And so he gets sold into slavery in Egypt, and so he gets ownership. Just I'm not going to get into all of the way the culture was back then. I could, but I'm not. He ends up working for this guy named Potiphar for a number of years, and then he gets accused of something that he did not do from Potiphar's wife, and the perception of that lands him in jail for a little bit. And again, something he did not ask for, but yet here he is. Bad to worse to even more worse situations. And ultimately, and you can go read it for yourself, but ultimately he gets out of jail. He gets in favor with the Pharaoh at the time of Egypt, and they become friends. He sees value in his relationship and character, the Pharaoh, that is, with Joseph, and they develop this friendship, this relationship, and he ends up being put second in command, pretty much like the vice president of Egypt at that time. And the story goes on, but I'm not going to go on more detail. My point is, much like my example and Joseph's example in the book of Genesis, are very similar in the fact that they both start out very negatively, but through a series of obstacles that have to be overcome, it becomes a positive. And there's this great famous line at the end of Genesis where actually the same brothers that threw him really in a well, left him for dead, brought the jacket that was bloody to their dad. We're talking 20 plus, 25 years later, they come back because there's basically a drought, a famine in the land, and Egypt is the only place that has food. Who is in charge of allocating food, rations? You guessed it, Joseph. Now, at that moment, he had a choice. He could say, you know what? It's time to take my revenge. Sorry, you treated me like that, so you made your decision, so you got to live with it. He chose the second option. He chose to forgive. He chose to reconcile that relationship. And the famous quote, the famous line, it goes along these lines here. What you meant for evil, God meant and turned it into something good. Let that be your story. Don't give up. Keep on pressing on. Keep a open mind and a broad perspective. Take a deep breath. Reflect on your own circumstances and see the good in it. I know it's when you're in the middle of a storm, you can't see anything. I've been there. But what happens after a storm, right? Typically, the sun comes back out and you can see so clearly. So hang on. There is hope for you. Hey, and if this content really did speak to you in just a unique fashion and in a unique way in your life situation right now, man, I would love if you would just hit that like and subscribe button down below. Be sure to hit that the notification bell as well. That way, whenever new videos that I post come up, you get dinged so you can check out the next one.